is Debotosh Ganguly, an embryologist by profession. I'm working at present at the Genome the Fertility Center for 10 years, and I'm posted as a Deputy Chief Embryologist here. Today I am going to discuss about two very important things which I believe very important for the couples who comes to us for treatment as well as for my fellow embryologists. These two topics includes first of all the embryo gradation and its importance, and then how many number of embryos should we transfer in the uterus. So first of all, in a natural cycle, what happens? One follicle is recruited, and after ovulation, when that follicle comes to the ampulla region of the fallopian tube, if there the fertilization occurs and successfully a pregnancy happens, then it results as a single-gene pregnancy. But in an IVF cycle or an intracytoplasmic sperm injection cycle followed by a controlled ovarian hyperstimulation, what happens? A multiple number of follicle is recruited basically, and more number of follicles are retrieved. Then from these many follicles, number of embryos are retrieved as well. So when we have lots of many embryos with us, then we need to grade them first, because after IVF or ICSI cycle we have couple of embryos with us. Few are very good ones, few are average in looking, and few are so poor fragmented embryos that needs to be discarded. The main reason for grading the embryo is that when we have multiple number of embryos, either on day 2 or day 3, day 4, day 5, whatever, we cannot transfer them all. And even if we need to vitrify them or cryopreserve them, we need to freeze them one by one. So the main reason is that if we need to transfer one or sometimes two embryos, then we have to select them properly, and we have some tools to select them, choose them and transfer into the uterus. We have different tools. On day 2 and day 3 we have different tools for gradation of embryos, and on day 4 and day 5 we have different. On day 2 and day 3, basically the gradation depends on the number of blastomeres present in an embryo, the degree of fragmentation present, and the shape and size of the blastomere, and sometimes the vacuolations comes into consideration as well. On day 4, the degree of compaction, if all the blastomeres are compacting at a time, then it's a good quality embryo. If few of the blastomeres are segregated and the rest of the blastomeres are compacting, then it's a little bit average or poor grade embryo we can consider. And for day 5, it's very important, because a day 5 embryo is really precious. Not all embryo goes up to day 5 blastocyst, and we can consider if a good blastocyst we have with us on day 5 or day 6, then we can transfer one or single embryo. So the way to grade a blastocyst is a bit difficult than to day 3 and day 4, day 2, whatever. Mainly the size of the blastocyst cavity, the degree of expansion of the blastocyst, and the compaction status of the inner cell mass, and the number of cells, the number of trophic cells present in the blastocyst are taken into consideration. Now the vital point comes: how many number of embryos should we transfer? When we have handful of good grade A or grade 1 quality embryos, then how many of them should we transfer? Should we transfer them all at once? No, of course not. We need to transfer one, or in some patients with multiple cycle failure, with higher age, we can transfer maximum of 2. Although the Indian Council for Medical Research says we can transfer a maximum of 3 embryos at a time. But I would rather suggest we can transfer one or in some patients two embryos. That is the reason why our gradation system should be that smart, that good enough, so that only one embryo can give you a healthy life birth. So lastly, I must say that the embryologists should follow the proper guideline, grade the embryo properly, and always keep in mind that singleton pregnancy is always better than twin or multiple pregnancies. So for this, we need to grade the embryo properly first. Thank you. Thanks for watching the video. Thank you. Bye bye.